Hey, hi, welcome to Lockdown Leadership Series. So, today we have with us a very renowned entrepreneur. So, before that, I would start about this. So, we are on episode number 3 on Lockdown Leadership Series. And so, this entire series was created to add a lot of value because of this pandemic situation coming in. And we thought of providing a lot of value to a lot of people. So, today we have with us a very exciting guest. He is a multifaceted personality. He has been into the business. He's an entrepreneur, acclaimed entrepreneur. He is an author. He is a world class trainer. And he is not only a world class trainer, author, coach, but also an international sportsman. He has represented his state, and he's a dear friend and a tall leader and very exciting gentleman, Mr. Arunaagiri Mudaaliar. He is also a PhD holder, so I would claim him as Dr. Arunaagiri Mudaaliar. So, Dr. Arunaagiri, over to you. Sir, I wanted to ask you a question like, how was your journey so far? Because I've always seen like you are a person who is a go-getter and really very into in all areas of life, and a very less people I have seen those who have that culmination of all these four varieties. Very rarely have come across such people who really mean that entire thing. So I'm very excited to interact with you. So I just wanted to know, sir, can you share your experience to the viewers, because this is a very tough time in this pandemic, and your experience would really matter a lot. So, sir, if you can
Hi,
share it.
Pawan. It's always a pleasure being with you. We have been friends for last almost a decade or so,
Yes,
and we have interacted and been together in number of forums,
yes,
right from SSY, Pi, Landmark Forum, Built, and it's
yes.
always been a pleasure to be with people like you who are always continuously on the learning journey, which is what I
Absolutely.
believe in. And thanks for the generous introduction. Yes, I for one believe that we human beings have been given this beautiful gift of human life, and each of us should really consummate it and live to the hilt. And I have one conviction that we God has given us humongous potential, and unfortunately, most of the human beings use only a very small fraction of this humongous potential that has been bestowed upon us.
Absolutely.
I for one believe that God created us in His own form with all the capabilities. And what stops Pavan from people from realizing and using this potential is their own limiting beliefs.
Wow.
And these limiting beliefs can be converted by any human being into liberating beliefs, provided he knows how to go about it. That's where people like you and me, through our constant learning, unlearning, and relearning journey
Yes.
of investing on the most important asset, that is we ourselves, we are able to achieve success in all areas of life. In fact, if I see myself as first as a sportsman, it has been a big advantage for me, because as a sports person, I was always enthusiastic to play all games. Then I basketball has came into life thanks to my club called Savio Club Don Bosco's Machunga, where I really was groomed as a player, and I went on to play for my district, my university, my state, and I also was a part of the Indian junior team as well as Indian university team when it was there in the late 80s and early 90s. So what I wanted to share with you was sports is one thing which enables you to learn about resilience and how to face failures in life. So I
Wow.
attribute a lot of success in my life to sports, especially the game of basketball, with which I'm even now involved. I coach children in basketball in my club, Goregaon Sports Club, and every Sunday I still play with my old friends of more than 40 years at a Savio Club, Don Bosco's. And then, of course, coming down to this uh, attitude which you build as a sports person helps you in all areas of life. So when I started my career with a great company called Pfizer as a sales officer, and then I moved on to become a marketing manager with another company called Lakshmi Group of Companies, and then I started my own venture after working as a CEO for 4 5 years. And in all these journey, the real attitude which helped me was to continuously keep your mind open and
Right.
learn from everybody around
Right.
and constantly work on this formula called as PD is equal to BD. No? The more you develop yourself, the more your career, your business, and your wealth develops. However, this has been my basic crux of life. Continuously keep on evolving, growing, and unleashing the dormant potential which is there in each one of us. And this world is always of abundance. And even in this challenging time of COVID-19, yes,
Yes.
the fact, and we have to accept that it is an unprecedented challenge which has come in front of the humanity. But I am confident, and my own experience of last 5 years of running my own business and even being as a trainer and interacting with so many entrepreneurs and other fellow human beings from across the globe, I have realized one thing, that if you are in action with a purpose and if you have the right attitude, you can convert this challenge or this so-called calamity into a big opportunity, and you can reset yourself, and as I can use a basketball word called, you can pivot and
Pivot.
ensure this challenge can become a biggest opportunity of your life. That's what
Amazing,
I
amazing. Amazing, Dr. Arunaagiri, because since I know you for more than a decade, I know the kind of integrity you bring to the table, the empathy you bring to the table, being an entrepreneur, whenever you coach. And so, sir, I want, let us acknowledge people. David DeMonte, a Miltonian. Thank you, David, to be on this talk show. A real entrepreneur, he says, a real entrepreneur and a role model. Aruna, he's saying to you, sir. And we
thank you.
have Khushbu Bhave Chotalia. Khushbu is a associate of mine. She was working for a
Oh,
multinational company, and she's
awesome.
working with us. Very awesome. Lalita is my wife. She's also
Wow.
acknowledging you. We have Rohit
Yeah.
Rahul. Hi Aruna, my dear friend. Good. Sorry. Yes. He says, "Hi Aruna, my dear friend. Good to see you here. You are an amazing personality."
Oh, Rohit,
Then we
hi.
have Milind Dige, and he's a dear friend of mine and an entrepreneur. Hi, Milind. Thank you so much for joining. We have Dr. Suresh Kotti. Hi,
Hi.
Pawanji and Dr. Arunaagiri. Nice to see you back after attending your GSC session. So, a lot of people, a lot of fan following, sir. People are loving you and they are glad to be a part of this show, sir. So much. So nice.
Same here. Thank you for the opportunity, Pawan.
Yeah, sir. So it's my privilege that you have accepted you are investing your valuable time with us, and a lot of people are going to learn a lot of new things today. So, sir, going further, like I want to know, like, what is your vision and mission in life? At this point of life, you have achieved a lot of fame, name, and you are also somebody who is investing a lot of time in developing entrepreneurs, and also you're coaching basketball student. You are helping people to develop so many things. Life has given you so many things. So, at this point of time, so what is your vision and mission in life that you're working for?
Yeah. Pawan, excellent question. I think this is very, very important for every human being to know their purpose. And one of my real long-term vision is to empower and enable every human being whom I come in contact with or I train, to help them remove their self-created barriers and
Wow.
help them to realize their full potential and thereby lead a more prosperous, more purposeful, and a more powerful life. This is what is my overall vision for the entire humanity, because I want, as my teacher Blair Singer always says, and we have a community of Blair Singer Academic Committee where all of us have this vision to make every human life matter and every human life to really realize their potential. That's my vision overall, which really
Wow.
touches me. And a shorter mission for me, Pawan, is to do with my motherland. As you
Wow.
know, our motherland was the Sone ki Chidi of the world. It was a
Yes,
golden.
absolutely.
From the
Yes.
first century to the 13th century, we were the number one economy in the world. We were contributing to almost 30% of the world's economy. The entire world wanted to do business with us. And
Yes.
then, and we were good. We had a holistic development, not only materially, even in the inner engineering, we were the richest country. And we were a really evolved generation. But unfortunately, then we got subjugated by the Britishers, and for 250 years, Britishers ruled us. I don't blame them, but they really exploited us totally, ruined us economically. But the biggest damage they did to my motherland or our motherland is to impinge upon the self-esteem and the self-concept of the people. And I,
Absolutely.
as a
Really.
student of of human behavioral action know that a, a person, an individual, an organization, a country's development would directly be proportional to their self concept or self esteem. Unfortunately, these 250 years, the Britishers orchestrated to impinge on the self concept so that they could dominate us, that they could subjugate us, and they could make everybody believe that everything that is foreign and European is good. And they made us to forget our rich legacy and our greatness.
Absolutely.
And one of my mission, Pawan, is to ensure that we are able to rebuild the golden land that my motherland was, by making our people realize the greatness of we as a civilization. And
Wow.
this is not because I am an Indian, I am saying this, but I, for one, believe that we Indians are one of the most intelligent uh,
People on.
races in the world. And we are born intelligent. That's because of the work our rishis did on our genes. This is what I normally keep on emphasizing whenever I'm training anywhere in India or whenever I'm addressing our Indian people. So we need to realize that we are born intelligent, and one of my mission is to rebuild, replenish the self concept of my countrymen to make them re-believe that we were the number one economy, and we have every opportunity and we have every potential to rebuild the golden land that my motherland was. So that's what is my immediate mission, because I for one believe that if 1.4 billion people in this world transform and we become the number one, the entire world will also transform. So that's my mission, that's my short term mission for my country, which is what encourages me to keep on interacting with lovely people like you, Pawan, to send this message across. And whatever I'm talking, it's not out of my imagination, it's out of the real fact. So my mission is to rebuild my country as a golden land
Okay.
as soon
So,
as possible.
so how do you do that, sir? Like, I mean, if people want to be associated
Yes,
with you
yes,
and you have that, so how exactly one should really? Because I share the same mission, sir. The entire series for lockdown leadership series, what we have created, this was out of this like our country's GDP or economy is going to shrink down because of this pandemic.
yes,
So I thought like what I can really add value rather than complaining or so that is
yes.
where the entire imagination came up. Like we will call invite leaders from different domain and share a lot of value to people so that people do something. They will not stop or they will not do something. So what's your action plan or how one can reach actually, sir, to achieve
Absolutely.
a goal? Yeah.
Here, it's very important to have a very meaningful conversation with people. In fact, I'm very happy to know that, to tell you that, as a part of our MILT community, our
Yes.
mentor Acharya has also given us a movement called as NRI, New
Yes.
Revolution of India. And there
Acha.
we talk about, six, can call it six qualities. If a person imbibes in oneself, automatically you would start becoming uh, more powerful, more prosperous, and more effective. These six principles are effectiveness, respect, self
Mhm.
improvement,
Mhm.
contribution, constructiveness, and love. If these
Okay.
six qualities, if any human being starts incorporating within himself, automatically his self concept, self esteem, and self effectiveness goes up. Okay, I'll again repeat those six words, six qualities which any human being, if he pursues, and they're all learnable skills, they're all learnable attitudes, they're all learnable competencies which any human being can learn, absorb, practice, and incorporate in his life. They are effectiveness, self improvement, respect, constructiveness, contribution, and love. Okay, so this is one movement which we are already started off, so that we can start interacting with all human beings, especially youth. And if each of the youth and the fellow Indians start using this as their guru mantra, and how they can improve in each of these characteristics, capabilities, attitudes. Pawan, I can promise you, we can transform our country very, very fast. Because this
Wow.
involves your personal, professional, emotional, social, spiritual. All the five angles of a human being can be transformed by learning and imbibing these qualities in your life. So this is
Thank
one
you
of
so
the
much.
action plan which we have put into practice.
Yes.
And then, of
So
course, making people realize the history of our country. Unfortunately, our educational system has just taken over, just copied what the Britishers left. And
absolutely.
their mission was only to create clerks, carcoons in this country. Unfortunately, our our people who formulated the education policy did not take inspiration from our Gurukul system. Instead of that, they just followed the uh, the barbaric or idiotic educational system of the English, which only parroted what the Britishers wanted us to know. That is to make undermine our self concept. So we need to erase that, put back those rich legacies of this great country of ours, and make every Indian feel very proud of our legacy and our history and our great achievements of our forefathers. This is the two things which I thought we should parallelly, people like you, me, and everybody of us should try to propagate so that the youth take up the mantle, and then we can transform this country. It will not take much time.
Wow, that's amazing. So, meantime, we have Rohit Gandhi. Thank you, Rohit, for joining. We have Suresh for a good afternoon. Rohit Rao saying, Aruna, people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world, they are the ones who do. We both are alike. Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
So, sir, my next question to you is how you have used lockdown for the growth of yourself and your entire staff and the clients and everyone around you in all the areas of your life. Like it has been almost 5 months, and now we cannot give such complaint or such thing. It's been locked down because we have to live with this unknown space. So, how you have used personally the lockdown times? So,
One
you're
good
free.
question. In fact, this is very, very good. I remember March third week, the lockdown was announced. First, we had one day, and then suddenly the lockdown was announced. And I have a team of 125 people working for me, and we are basically in the space of creating or giving solutions for promotions, for packaging, for startup kits, for conference and events, and for gifting. Uh, and we normally cater to a lot of travel companies, FMCG, pharma companies, and various financial institutions, banks, etc., and etc. So the moment the lockdown was announced, the industry where we were focused on, travel, was badly affected. So
Hmm.
what I did, thanks to again coachings and various good inputs given by many of my teachers, whose webinar I used to continue to attend, right from the third, fourth week of March, we got back our team. Because remember, my friends, business is a team game. If you have a energetic, and if you have a strong, formidable team, you can build a business. So we have been in communication with our teams since then, since
Wow.
almost March third and fourth week, and every day we have 2.5 hours meeting where we, first of all, of course, we address this fear pandemic which is there by sharing all the important and good mindset thoughts, which is what is our specialty. And then we also deliberate and brainstorm as to what we all can do. And in the last 4 or 5 months, our team has been very open, very adaptable. And as I said, the word pivot, we pivoted. We first started manufacturing masks. We started manufacturing PPE kits. We started manufacturing many of the items which were required for COVID-19 challenges.
Wow.
And by virtue of that, we were able to generate business and keep the wheel of our business on, which is very, very important, because once if it stops, it's very difficult to start again, as everybody of us know. If you are in motion, automatically, it is easy to again pick up the speed. But if you stop altogether, then the inertia sets in. So we have been continuously on, and I'm very happy to tell you, Pawan, this month, uh, the month of August, we are almost touching the pre-COVID-19 turnover.
Wow,
So,
that's amazing, yeah. I mean,
yeah, only 4 months was bad, but this month we are almost touching the pre-COVID-19 time. All this because of being in action, being in purposeful action. You have to be an action person, purposeful action, and keep your energy and vibration high. That is very, very critical. So if you are able to keep your vibration high, your mindset positive, because 85% of success depends on your mindset and attitude. This is my conviction, and this has been what I've learned from my sports, my from my childhood days, and subsequently all my training is on this. And why we are able to give transformational training to entrepreneurs or all the youth wherever we train is mainly because if this mindset is properly tuned, anything is possible for human beings. That's what is my conviction.
Just amazing. So I took two things from your this dialogue. One thing is being in action, and second thing being in communication. So
Yes.
communication is very essential because whenever we enter into a panic situation where we don't know how to react with, so we stop communicating. The first thing is like people stop communicating, and you very rightly said like at least being in communication is very important. So this situation
Very,
hasn't arrived in the last 1 century, almost a century. So people don't know like how to react with the situation. But as you rightly said, business is something which should continue to flow. Like I mean, you cannot stop it because inertia sets in, and then once you stop it, then normally you cannot. It will take a lot of time to pick up and every such thing. So thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us. So, sir, Arunagiri ji, that you have been called as attitudinal coach. So, how much percent attitude matters in the success? And can you share your recipe of the success? What are the ingredients, sir? So, these are the secrets I'm going to unreveal from you, sir.
sure, sure, Paul. Thank you very much.
And it also free of cost. Like I mean, I know you are a highly paid coach and a highly paid trainer. So viewers, just be Arunagiri sir is not only an entrepreneur, very successful entrepreneur, but also he's a highly acclaimed trainer. So we are going to just question us whatever you think. It's a delight to be in a conversation and interacting with Arunagiri sir. So over to you, sir.
No,
Yeah.
thank you, Paul. Paul, you really touched the core of my art, which I believe in. I for one believe that the altitude of success that you achieve in your life is directly dependent upon the attitude which you harbor.
Okay.
Uh, Incidentally, I have done a lot of research on this. My book, the first best-selling book called "The Unleash Your Potential," I have, which is available on the Flipkart and Amazon. I've really delved deep in this subject. I did a lot of research on what is the uh, take of all the authorities, experts, plus my own personal experience. The attitude is defined as the quality and the direction of your thought process with which you approach a situation. So, Pawan, my conviction is the biggest power that God has given you is the power of thinking. Power of thinking means it is your choice to choose the thought which you want to focus on. Because even though we get about 60, 70,000 thoughts per day, and 90% of them are negative, only 10% are positive. But you as a human being have been given the choice to focus on the thought which you want to focus on. So if you choose the right thought, which is what is attitude, to respond to situations and events in your life, you can automatically make that thought to become true in your life. They say that the manifestation cycle is the thoughts becomes your words, words becomes your action repeated becomes your habit combined words makes your character, and character determines your destiny. So ultimately, it's your choice of your thoughts, which is what is attitude, which is what determines what you are. Like for example, just to give an example, Pawan, in this pandemic, there are some people who straight away, at the very first month, they dissolved their company, left everything, they became non-communicative with their people, and they just closed shops,
Absolutely.
which was one type of response which people had. Whereas people like you and me, when we found what exactly we could do, okay, this is a
Absolutely.
situation, accept it. Now, what is possible in this? And we went ahead with that. And as I said, this month we are almost touching the pre-COVID time. And by virtue of this, we have kept almost 150, 200 families, back on their foot. Otherwise, if they didn't have had the job, then they would really go through a traumatic time. So it's ultimately nothing but attitude which has helped people like you and me to overcome this. And maybe what I can see is right now what's happening is many of the big companies who wants to place order. They don't have much choices. Now you are left with a, playing field where less competition, and you are the only one who is really geared up to do uh, big orders and execute them. So ultimately, it is always the attitude which is important in every area of life. If you have the right attitude, then you can automatically come out with the possibility solutions and then by take it forward. So that is the first thing. Then you ask me about my guru mantra. If you ask me, my guru mantra for all of my for myself to follow and then to share with my friends and my participant is always remember, my friends, I am responsible for everything in my life. This is what is my guru mantra. Always take responsibility for everything. Even this COVID-19, you somewhere you tell him, keep on having this conversation. Somewhere even I contributed. Okay, I'm responsible. Now, once if I'm responsible, now what exactly can I take responsibility for, and how can I move forward in terms of what action can I do to alleviate this and to move forward? So, responsibility gives you power. Power
Yes.
is the ability to act, and when you have purposeful action, power, you'll get results. Because people who run away from taking responsibilities and get into the tunnel of blaming, complaining, and justifying are the people who get into big troubles in the life. So this is one important mantra which I always share and I always advise and I always propose people to use. And even this COVID-19, take responsibility for your life. Say, I'm responsible for everything in your life. And with that mindset, I promise you, if you are in purposeful action, you will find ways and you will find opportunities galore in this, even in this challenging time.
So that was just amazing. Like being responsible for all your action plus and minus, take responsibility in this pandemic situation. And what I feel, sir, like I mean, when I was hearing to your conversation, it is more of an empathy as well. Whenever you only think about yourself, you get ideas for your own self. But when your focus is on staff, your customer, your loved ones, what you can do, and then the energy and everything comes up. So empathy is that one thing matters because
Right? Absolutely.
yes.
Being
So thank
empathetic is a crux of being compassionate, you know? And
yes,
compassion is a part of love. And love,
yes,
as I said, out of the 6 NRI principles, love is the most important one. Love is a divine energy. And with love, whenever you do, Pawan, anything with love, like you are doing this program with so much of love. And that's why, it is becoming very popular and people are loving it. And you're able to attract the right elements, the right people for this. Before this, Rohit did a fabulous interview with you,
yes,
again with lot adding value to people. Rohit, my very, very close friend, and again a
yes,
dynamic person who I really respect from the bottom of my heart. And we
yes.
have done a lot of programs together, and we are together as game changers in life. So, as you rightly said, empathy, compassion, love, care, kindness, they're all
Kindness,
very critical
absolutely.
things.
Especially in
So,
this tough situation, like
yeah, and what you give, what you give is what you get. If you are not getting love, it's mainly because you're not giving love. So be there to share and care for people. Because they always say, Pawan, people don't care how much you know. They want to know how much you
how much
care.
you care. Yes.
So that is what is the actual crux of a powerful leader.
So meantime, we have our guest, Mr. Padum Dubey, he has joined us. So Padumji is a Miltonian, and he said it is pleasure to connect with Arunagiri ji after Melt Alumni. So thank you so much, Padumji, for joining. And we have a dear friend, Praveen Nair. He's an RJ and a very dear friend from last 2.5 decades. So thank you, Praveen, for
Wow.
joining. And Padumji again saying thanks, Pawan, for organizing this session with Arunagiri. And so uh, amazing thing, sir. So, sir, I going further, sir. We want to know, like, from the seven pillar of business, like marketing, sales, operation, HR, accounts, R&D, management, which is the most important pillar, and why it is important? Because you are a trainer in that category. So, I want people to know from this seven thing what is the most important pillar, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, Pawanji, I totally agree with you. Those 7 pillars are always there, and they're all interdependent. Like starting from marketing, which is for leads, sale is for converting the leads into sale, then operation is to convert into ensure that whatever is the orders picked up, you're able to convert them and execute them. Then we have R&D for new ideas. Then you have got accounts to keep the numbers. You have got HR to keep a team together and bring them happy. and then you have management which optimizes the resources. But in my opinion, I've seen as an executive and also as an entrepreneur, it is the sales is equal to your revenue. Because when you
Yes.
have sales, then automatically the revenue is there. Because without revenue, there's no business. So, in my opinion, one of the most important function of any business is always sales. Because once if you have sales, even in this COVID-19, why is businesses closing down? Is mainly because they don't have revenue, they don't have sales,
Yes.
and whichever company has got profitable sales, they are able to go through these challenges very easily. So, in my opinion, every entrepreneur should master this skill called as selling. And this is my conviction because in the last 20 years as an entrepreneur, we have gone through a lot of challenges, lot of challenges. At least about 4 or 5 times we almost were bankrupt. But what really helped us was our ability to generate sales, even in the most challenging time. Like just to give an example, Pawan, last July first week, as you know, 11th to be precise, there was the biggest rains in Bombay, 40 years has never seen, and our entire factory of 12,000 square feet got submerged in water. Our
Oh,
machinery totally gone. Even raw material and finished goods were full of water. And it was as if the entire 20 years of our effort had been literally blown off. But then, thanks to the culture of our team, thanks to the unity of the team, thanks for the resilience of the team, we came out of that challenge. Within about 3 weeks' time, we could put back the factory on. And thanks to the profitable sales order which we had and our ability to generate more profitable sales, we came out of this challenge. In 6 months, we recorded the highest turnover, highest profitability, and we could offset all the losses which were there due to that um, unprecedented flooding which happened in Mumbai in the first week of July, which many of us must be knowing. So again, we had now after 7 months we had this COVID-19. Again, here we are able to now sustain ourselves because again we have got profitable sale or our ability to generate profitable sale, not any sale, profitable sale. So, Pawan, I strongly urge all the entrepreneurs who are listening to this now or subsequently when they see us through the YouTube, I want them to learn, master selling skills.
selling
So I for
skills.
one believe that every entrepreneur should be a good salesperson, and every member of your team has to be sales oriented. Let
Absolutely.
me just substantiate this with one of the examples and one of the research. They say that 68% of your profitable customers are lost due to the attitude of indifference by any of your team members. So, in case if you don't have the right bent of mind, sales means what ultimately? Sales orientation means customer centricity or customer sensitivity.
Yes.
Uh, I think Suresh Vora is there, very close friend of mine. I like him because of his huge hunger for learning. Suresh
Yes.
was with me for our training program called as Pathway to Profitable Sales Mastery. Again,
Okay.
a brilliant learner, which you continuously keeps on learning. So in that case, we teach them, like heart and science of selling. And Pawan, I'm quite surprised to know out of 10 entrepreneurs, 8 of them have never been trained in the art and the science of selling. And because of this, I'm very sad to tell you that especially new enterprises, almost 80% of them have a casualty of becoming bankrupt. Again, I tell you why. Because most of them, new businesses especially, and even sometimes the old ones, take up orders which are not profitable, and they feel that okay, yaar, धंधा आ रहा है धंधा ले लो. But that is not why we are in business. We are in business for profit, and profit is not a dirty word.
Yes.
Cash flow is very important. How will you be able to manage your profits? How will you be able to manage this cash flow? Two very important things for any business is only when you know how to negotiate a sales terms. When you are able to understand sales in its totality, you will be able to manage your cash flow and profitability, which is the basic crux of any business. And I have seen, some people are extremely good in production. Some people are very good in R&D, but
Absolutely.
if they are not able to generate profitable sales and they are not able to negotiate a proper terms, business does not have an opportunity to really grow and blossom and have a sustainable growth. So, in my opinion, selling or sales is a very, very important skill which every entrepreneur should master. But I would urge all of you, luckily there's an opportunity from the 7th of September, we are doing another 6-day program for which gives a foundation of selling called a pathway to profitable sales mastery. We will just put it in the chat box, and somebody is interested, you can come for the preview and take advantage of this. But I'm not saying this for this, or you go to any sales good sales coach and take a course on understanding the art and the science of selling. So if you have a profitable sales, other things will automatically take care of. Am I right, Pawan? If you have got
Yes,
good profitable sales, you can always outsource your manufacturing. You can outsource, all the other things and get the business on. So that's what is important for all of us.
absolutely. So brilliantly said. Like, I mean, sales is the most important aspect because all other thing you can delegate. All other thing you can delegate, but you cannot delegate sales. So meantime, we have Deepak Ghadge, a dear friend. He says like he's going to meet you soon, and he's saying agree on sales. Everyone should be a sales guy.
Yes.
Praveen Nair is saying very well explained. Rohit Gandhi saying profitable sales should be focus in business, cash cows. So that's amazing. Sir, I want to know, like, since you're an entrepreneur and also a trainer, and also like, how much you believe in continuous learning and upgrading yourself? Because
Wow.
I see a lot of people they stop learning, and how much percentage of your income you reinvest on upgrading your own self. Because a lot of people, what they do is they believe कि अरे हाँ मैंने एक course कर लिया, but what you get is data from that course. Like you have to sink in. Like I mean, so can you share more about it? Because this is a good time to learn and upgrade yourself because we know this we are going to overcome this situation and there would be huge surge in demand like of orders and everything. So you and your team should be prepared for that order if they are well equipped with skills and all. So can you share some light on this to the viewers, sir?
You're absolutely right. You are spot on. This you have touched upon a very, very topic which is very close to my heart. Uh, Here again, one more human behavioral principle statement is principle, or it's a law is your business or your growth in your wealth, in your business, or in a career cannot be more than how much you have grown. If your self growth is on a scale of 1 to 10 at 7, your business cannot grow to 9. So if you want your business to grow, you have to grow first. When I
Fantastic.
grow to 9, then my business can come to 8. It can never happen that I am on a personal growth factor at about 5 and my business will grow to 9. Impossible. So this is an actual law which everybody needs to understand. First one is about your which I said about our motherland. Your self
Yes.
concept will determine your growth. Second one is your own self growth, by which happens to because of your constant learning, unlearning, and relearning of new technologies, of new concepts, of new mindset principles has to be continuously relooked. You asked me a question: how much do I spend? Yeah, I've been a big spender on myself as a bigger asset. Last 5 years, at least, I've been spending at least 1 million rupees, almost 10 lakhs every year, on in upgrading myself. Every year, Pawan, I go to US because my daughter is there, so I spend about a week or 10 days with her, and next 15 days I spend with one of the best teachers of the world. Last 3 years, I've been with Tony Robbins with their master in university. I've done his life mastery, wealth mastery, business mastery. Then I've been with my teacher, Blair Singer. I've done his entire course. And I've seen one thing that this investment gives you 10x returns.
Wow.
And you're
So,
right. Especially people don't really understand the significance. They feel that training expenses are expenses. No, it's an investment. And every time
absolutely.
I've seen that it gives me 10x returns. So there is no substitute for continuously investing on yourself and investing, learning, and implementing it also, which automatically comes because once if you have you just start spending money on your learning, you automatically would also ensure that you are able to get the returns out of it. So it's very, very critical. And I know, Pawan, in the last 3-4 months, how many courses you attended of the world-class people, and that's how
Yes.
you have been able to grow and keep yourself with a high energy. And all successful people mantra is this: you need to spend not only on yourself, even on your team. In fact, my team for the last 4 months, we have almost bought 60 people, 60 stalwarts to come and train them. 60
Wow.
stalwarts, and each of them have come and added value to them, and thereby, as I said, in a matter of 4 months, we have been able to, even though even now the COVID challenge is on, but the company's turnover is almost touching the pre-COVID level. It's not out of luck. It's not out of chance. This is what you have been able to create it through your conscious action. So, Pawan, there's no substitute for working on it. And unfortunately, in India, slowly this is picking up, but spend on yourself, invest on yourself, and be hungry for knowledge. Be hungry for knowledge and put that knowledge into practice. Then nobody can stop you.
So,
With
Milind,
every
one of our viewer has asked the question, sir, how to 10x our business. So, Milind, if you're listening, this is the answer. You have to invest on your own self to do the 10x of your business. The amount which you invest, you will multiply by 10 times the ROI you're going to get. So, this is the answer Dr. Arunaagiri gave at the right time. So, sir, now we are warmed up for the warmed up. Now, this was a warming up session. So, now I'm going to grill you furthermore. So now
Sure.
we are going towards this thing, rapid fire. So we have a
Sure.
thing. So very interesting. So I love asking this. So your mantra for success, rapid fire is only one word, sir. Your mantra for success.
Purposeful action.
Wow. Your mantra for successful ventures, whatever you do. Because I've always seen whatever some mentor says, how you do anything is how you do everything. So
I would
your
say
mantra for successful
courage, courage, courage.
courage.
Risk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gurda. So
Yeah.
and how do you balance yourself, sir? What is your mantra for balanced state of mind? Because you are an entrepreneur, you are an author, you are a coach, you are a sportsman. How do you balance your mind, sir? And still yet so humble. Like, I mean, you are a humble being. And that is very important for when you grow up in your life. Normally, like, so how do you balance your mind, sir? Balanced state of mind.
Remember, the word impermanence.
Sorry?
Everything in life, impermanence.
Impermanent.
Everything impermanence. Remember, this is the biggest inauthenticity as we talk in Landmark Forum is that
Yes.
we feel that life is important. It is not. It is important in the sense everything is impermanent. Okay, this too shall pass. COVID will pass, and nobody is permanent in this world. So don't be attached to things. Detachment
Wow.
is a word. Detachment is a
So,
word. Be
so I
detached.
got that mantra for today, impermanence. Wow. So your mantra for self-love, because I have always seen you have been always young. I have seen 10 years पहले भी आप वैसे ही थे, आज भी वैसे ही है. So what is your mantra for self-love? Because unless you love yourself, you're not going to love others. So first thing first is you have to love your own self. So your mantra for self-love.
I always say I'm a Koinur.
Wow.
I'm a Koinur. I'm unique. I know I'm unique. I am a Koinur. I know I'm worth as much as a Koinur, if not more. So
Wow.
my thing is I always keep on reaffirming myself. I'm a Koinur.
Wow.
I'm a Koinur. I also say others are Koinur because we are all unique. So my mantra is I'm a Koinur.
So your mantra for joy and happiness in any relationship.
Giving.
Giving. Wow.
Unconditional giving.
Unconditional giving. Wow. Sir, your mantra for fitness, because in these lockdown times, sir, actually I'm also lazy bum. So I want to learn from you because you have balanced yourself. Because a lot of people who are hooked on to work, because in this time of 4G and 5G technology, people are hooked on to technology. Like from the morning when they start and the time they go to bed, they are hooked on to tech. Their all WhatsApp is on and social media is on everything. So how do you your mantra for fitness, sir? Because fitness is very key for
Self-discipline, and
self-discipline.
self-discipline. And our just want to elaborate on that. When you ask me for one word,
Yes.
self-discipline. Discipline is you will do what you need to do, even when you don't like to do it. That's
Wow.
what is the definition of self-discipline. You will do what you have to do, even if you don't like to do it.
Okay. So your mantra for gratitude, sir. uh, your mantra for gratitude.
Yeah, this is my favorite word. Gratitude is my favorite word. I keep on recommending this lotus gratitude, which I talk about. You know, the mantra for gratitude is always be. I would say, remember that the word your count your blessings, not your troubles. So always remember that we are all blessed people. Blessed, we are all blessed people, and keep on counting your blessings, not your troubles. So if you remember the word blessings,
Blessing.
count your blessings, not your troubles.
So especially in this lockdown time, sir, actually, as you rightly said, like if you focus on our gratitude, normally we are blessed with so many things in life. We should be actually life was moving very fast. Actually, God has pressed the reset button so that we acknowledge what was important and you focus on that area. Beautifully said. So we are all blessed. Focus on our blessing. So your mantra for growth, as great Dhirubhai Ambani said, growth is life, and growth is all about growth should not be stopped. And so your mantra for growth, sir.
Mantra for go is being open-minded. Be a open-minded person. Remember that there's you still know only a small sand particle in this entire world. So be open-minded to learn. I don't know. I don't know is a mantra for it. Always be in this paradigm that I don't know. You know, because I know is the biggest stop for
Problem,
growth.
yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
beautifully said.
many people don't go for training, or some people who are egoistical feel that I know everything. So be in this thinking, I don't know many things even now. Even now, what I know is only a small speck of dust, and I need to learn a lot. So my mantra would be, I don't know. I still have to learn and be open-minded and be coachable. You can learn from everybody.
So you said like you have like around 150 families you are taking care in this pandemic. So without team, you said team is very important because business is all about synchronicity of team and so your mantra for leadership, sir, because leadership is very important attribute. So your mantra for leadership.
A leader is a person who brings out the leadership quality of the others. Others, because I for one believe
One word, sir.
one word, responsibility.
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 Okay.
Leadership is a responsibility.
So, what drive you to keep going at this age? Like, so what is that drive that is fueling you to take action, irrespective of so many challenges, which is working, so many things coming up. So, what drives you?
The word is compassion. Compassion.
Compassion.
Compassion.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. So, sir, we have almost touched 47 minutes, and I think we have just warmed up. 47 minutes with you, 48 minutes is just warming up with you, sir. I can really relate in that way. Sir, I want to know again, like as a notable sportsman, how do you connect basketball with entrepreneurship, sir? Like how you can connect?
Good
Uh,
question. Yeah. In fact, for that matter, any game is good. And luckily, I've been a basketballer. I, for one, believe that every human being should have one outdoor game and one indoor game. I used to play indoor game of chess, and outdoor game I love is basketball. See, basketball is a very, as you know, the second fastest game in the world.
yes.
Uh, and it is fast paced, and it is a team game. And it
Okay.
doesn't matter, they make a difference as to which of the five players on the ground score. The team gets the point. So there is unselfishness in the whole thing. And one more thing is, even if one of the five players is weak, the team can lose. So it's like that power of a chain. The strength of a chain is that of the weakest link. So
Oh,
you need to ensure that you are able to support, empower, enable the entire all the team members. And in case if there is one team member who's got some challenges or weakness in one area, you need to ensure that you are able to take care of that weakness through your extra effort. And I also always believe that because of me, my team should now not lose. This has been my paradigm. And one of the reasons why is, Pawan, I was always successful in almost all the selection, whether it was a district team, university team, state team, the national team. I always used to see that if I am on the court for my team should not be handicapped because of me. I will either in the offense or in defense. I will ensure that my contribution to the team and will always be at the peak. And these are all some same thing which happens in a business field also. In a business also, business is a team game. So if every member of the team has to, if they are all brought together, the strength of the team is the strength of the not the finger but the fist. And second is you have to take care of other people's
People.
pluses and the minuses. Again, it is very important. And it doesn't matter who scores as long as the company wins. Because I always believe it is the mission first, team second, and individual third. Similarly, in
Okay.
basketball, it's never the individual first. Individual always comes the third. Mission of the company or a mission of a team. The next important is the team members, and third one is the individual. So these are all some of the things. And second is if you want to be a good player and if you want to be a good member of a team, you need to constantly keep on upgrading yourself. There's no substitute for practice in basketball. In fact, I remember I used to take only about 500 shots after the game was over. Or I used to, on my own, run 10, 12, 15 rounds and keep my stamina on the top. Because I always remember that in a game of 40 minutes, the team which has got stamina and the resilience in the last 1 minute will win the match. It's not the
Wow.
first 39 minutes, it's the last 1 minute. And whichever team can run, work hard, and has the stamina and the sustainability in the last 1 minute will win the match. And it is so in business as well. Many times in a tough competition where you are negotiating for a big order, it is not the first few steps, but
Absolutely.
the last few steps where it enables you to grab that big opportunity. So these are all sort of parallels between basketball and sport. And one thing the one word I want to use because you have been talking about one word is resilience.
Resilience.
There will be failures, there will be mistakes, but you don't have to be a quitter. Even when you fall down, you get up and then you fight back. So the resilience is a very, very important thing. And my life, if I have actually see, there have been, when I have to share about it, if I share all the failures I've had the biggest failures. But I've been able to come out of it through
Because
the
of this.
quality of resilience. And as you rightly said today it looks like everything is great in almost all areas, be it finance, be it business, be it personal life, be it sports, be it social life. But behind them, there is lot of failures.
Ab- Absolutely. So thank you so much, sir, for sharing your mantra because that is what sports person never give up. Like we have seen great Mahendra Singh Dhoni to remain
Yeah.
calm, poised, and the same thing I can relate. How you do anything is how you do everything. So that was
Absolutely.
just amazing, sir. So meantime, sir, we have Shivani joining in. Shivani is a financial planner and also
Oh,
a stock market expert. And we have Deepak Gadge asking a question. We have Sachin Karale Patil is saying great, Pawan and Arunaagiri sir. And Deepak is asking, how do you assess the leadership at present in the country as we are in a delicate phase? Each family, organization, state should have good leadership. We have young people till 2037, 2037, where we can maximize our growth. Hence, leadership in all areas are strong. Your advice.
so you're right. We have got the demographic dividend, as we all know. 60% of our population is below the age of 35. So this demographic dividend has to be taken care of by giving them all these qualities just told you, Pawan. One is about they must feel proud of themselves. Self concept has to be high. They need to understand those six NRI principles,
Uh,
uh, and they have to incorporate them. They have to become effectiveness. Effectiveness is in terms of work. When you are effectiveness is a combination of effectiveness is efficiency, effectiveness, and excellence. These are all uh, collateral words. Efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things. Excellence is doing the right things better and better. So it's excellence, which is everybody should work for excellence. Then a self improvement, as we said, you need to continuously keep on making people become better and better. Then you need to have people with a constructive attitude, not destructive. They should think about how am I going to contribute and construct something good for the society and for wherever I am. Then we need to have the concept of respecting each other. I, for one, I'm a big opposer of caste system. We should dissolve all. There has to be meritocracy, and we should respect each other for who you are. One of my gurus, Srishi Prabhakar, says very beautiful. You're not born a Brahmin or a Kshatriya or a Shudra. You become one by your action. So that's what is my concept about respect. Respect human beings for what they are. And third is have love. Love means CRRK, care, respect, responsible, and knowledge. So spread this concept of it. So Deepak, if we can get all these concepts down, we will be able to really build a great nation. In fact, this NRI principle, we are really reviving it, and I have taken the responsibility on behalf of the MILT team for the entire West Zone. In fact, we want to first train trainers who can go and talk about these six concepts to the youth in whichever language. So I want to have a brigade of people. So whosoever is interested, please type your word, name, and your phone number. We will contact you. We will come together. We'll form a group physically and virtually, and then we will take up this concept of new revolution of India to every nook and corner of the country, and thereby revive this self concept, self pride, and the self esteem of the team, and really incorporate these qualities into them. अगर ये छह क्वालिटी एक इंसान में आ गया, Pawan, I can promise you, he can't but be a winner, or he can't but be a samurai for the country.
Just amazing, sir. Just amazing. Sir, lastly, I want to just highlight since you are an author, you have written a beautiful jewel, you can say, because I know you have a lot of experience in all the areas and you stand for your experience, like you connect with me on that particular ground. So I want like people to know more about your book, sir, because I know that is a brilliant thought process and it's a reality. What you have done in your life, you have written that, and you
Yeah.
are a
Thank you.
success. And also, so please share your books and what are they exactly, so that people get benefited out of that book, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Pawan, you're right. I've written five books till now. I'll just talk about each of them in short. The first book was called Unleash Your Potential. This is basically about my conviction that we human beings have got humongous potential, but in actual life, we bring out less than, if you ask me, 5% of the potential. Even five is a big word. So how to uh, unleash your dormant potential by removing those barriers is what I have worked on this book called Unleash Your Potential. It's got all these chapters, some of these basic distinctions and the concepts. So that is one first book, Unleash Your Potential. Second one is called as Jogging for Life Success. This comes out of my background as a salesperson, especially as a coach in Goregaon Sports Club, where I've trained children for the last 18 years in basketball. And while when I coach them, I don't coach them only about the physical, the the nitty-gritties of basketball, but first I want to work on their mind. So I feel that a good human being is a good basketball player, and if he's got a right mind, he will become a good basketball player. So we have been working on that. So out of those principles, they come out with seven principles, which are there highlighted in this book. A book very close to my heart, and I feel it's a very transformational book called Jogging for Life Success. How, by using the same principle which you use on sports, can be used to make a big transformation in your life, irrespective of whatever event happens in life. Third one is called being customer centric. Being customer centric is again about business, how to get profitable customers. I normally define a business, Pawan, as identifying profitable customers, acquiring profitable customers, retaining profitable customers, and nurturing profitable customers. This is my definition of a profitable business. So identifying, acquiring, retaining, and nurturing. So this book of being customer centric helps you to do that. Then the last two books is on sales, which I said, as Pawan rightly asked me, in my opinion, a very, very important skill which every human being should master. Because ultimately, we are dealing with human beings. We are social animals. So selling is not only about profession; it's also about influencing and persuading. If you actually see, every good salesperson is also a good human being. If you can master how to influence people, how to persuade people, how to shift the thinking of the people, Be it your family, be it your society, be it your friend circle, be it your customer, be it your staff. That's what is required for any human being to be successful. So, my book, The Sales Master, 21 Key Elements to Win the Game of Life and Selling, is dealing with this aspect where I've interviewed 21 people who have really inspired me. And through them, I've highlighted 21 qualities which are required for a person to be a good sales master as well as a life master. Like Pawan, today's our talk show is also called as the sales mastery is equal to life mastery. It comes from that particular book which is
Okay.
being which is available. If anybody is
Absolutely.
interested, you can just put your name down. I can ask my team to contact you and they will spread you.
So
And
viewers, I'll tell you. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yes.
So that is the book called The Sales Master, and on that premise, we are having that training program on 7th of September for 6 days, 2 hours every day, where we'll be covering many of these aspects. So if anybody is interested in that course, please write it down. My team will contact you. Don't miss it. In fact, if you ask me, in COVID-19, this has been one of the a very good contribution that I could make for the fellow entrepreneurs, especially in my country, where the challenges are very, very stiff. And if you can understand this concept, this can be a huge benefit. And I'm almost giving it at a cost to cost basis. The motive is not to make a profit, it is to empower, enable, and educate the entrepreneurs in this most important skill called selling. And the last book is The Pathway to Mastery. It's called 21 Common Mistakes Done by Salespeople. This can be also written as 21 Common Mistakes Done by Business People. This
Okay.
is also is simultaneously being released. This is the common mistake which people do, which makes them lose profitability and profitable customers, and many times the business sinks. So I've highlighted those 21 common mistakes which a business person and a salesperson makes, which goes against their business. So this is again a book whose content is out of my last 40 years as an executive and as a business person. So these are the 5 books which I've written. So thanks for giving me an opportunity,
So we
Pawan.
have a dear friend joining from Pune, Amar Chilka. He was my student as well for finance. He said, "Very nice. Please send details. I would like to purchase book." So Amar, he is the man to go after it. So ladies and gentlemen, we have almost crossed 62 minutes. It's 1 hour, 2 minutes, 15 seconds, and we are just warming up. I think like अभी तो शुरुआत हुई है अभी तो मतलब I know, like Arunagiri sir won't be like I mean get over in 1 hour because he is a huge bundle of potential and thank you so much viewers to be a part of this lovely show and thank you so much Dr. Arunagiri sir
My
like
pleasure.
to be a part of this and sharing your experiences and so I learned a lot of things after interviewing you. I mean, I got a lot of insight about this entire thing. So I would strongly recommend Arunagiri sir, Sales Mastery, Sales Pathway to Sales Mastery. Friends, he is a highly successful entrepreneur. He has seen life personally. I have attended his session. He is the man to go after because he's not only a salesperson. He's an entrepreneur. He's a sports person and so bring tremendous insight and I'll tell you he has taken training from world's most expensive trainers and what he is offering the price and stuff like that it's negligible, it's almost 1% or less than 1% of what he has spent. So and be gear yourself and your entire team so that once we are out of lockdown times and you will be benefited out of it. So any lasting comments sir?
Thank you very much. I can see a lovely engagement of the entire people. I could see Lalita, Rohit, Amar, Shivani, Suresh. Thank you very much. You are the people who are, in my opinion, the top 10% of the world's population because you are ready to invest in learning, unlearning, and relearning. So keep up this spirit. Keep up the spirit of keeping on learning because the world is changing at a very, very fast pace. And the people who are able to reset themselves every now and then are the people who are going to take advantage of it. Don't be left behind. And challenges will be there. COVID-19 is one challenge. Like that, we are going to have periodically new challenges coming in. But keep up this mind spirit and keep on learning and manage your environment with being in presence of positive people. That again is very, very important, because we are 100% energy. So keep your vibration high, and constantly think about how you can make a difference to people, how you can contribute, how you can be more constructive, and how you can keep on improving your own effectiveness on a continuous basis. And as I said, God has created you in his own form, so you have got infinite potential. No COVID-19 small challenges can ever stop you, provided we are in the right mindset. Now, friends, one more thing I wanted to share with you on the 4th of September, BMA, as you all know, Bombay Management Association, as is organizing one webinar called as 10x Mindset to Magnetize Health and Wealth. This is going to be a 2-hour program. In fact, I want to invite all of you. We will send you those links. I would advise, it's a very small contribution is there. BMA, Bombay Management Association, is doing this. I would readily invite all of you to join there, where I'm going to again share with you 7 specific mindset and 3 business principles, which is going to be very good for all of us. So BMA has invited me, so I have joined hands with them to reach out to more entrepreneurs. So this is the title: 10x Mindset to Magnetize Wealth and Health. So I would look forward to each one of you joining that webinar. It will be very, very useful. It's a crux of what I have learned in the last 5 months. So this is
So
what is my
lastly, to tell you, Vandana ji said super excited for the books. Rohit Markan says thank you, Pawan, and thanks Dr. Arunaagiri for a very insightful session. Suresh for also thanking. Rohit Gandhi is also thanking. So I would end with a शायरी. मंजिलें उन्हीं को मिलती है दोस्त जिसके सपनों में जान होती है. पंख से कुछ नहीं होता, हौसलों से उड़ान होती है. So our today's host, he spoke about courage. So courage is one important thing, because fear would always be there. You have to take action in spite of fear. For everything you require courage. So हौसलों से उड़ान होती है. So thank you so much, Arunagiri sir, for being a part of this exciting. I really loved it. We have crossed all our limit, 1 hour 6 minutes, and just amazing. And friends, we do like his page, Dr. Arunagiri, and do like my page, 10x Pawan, on Facebook, and also on YouTube as well. So just subscribe their channel, and you will get a lot of. I would strongly recommend Dr. Arunagiri's all his programs, and do engage in this lockdown time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
viewers.
Thank you, Rohit Markan